By the way, for the record, I predicted a lot of this. You'd have to watch all my footage to see if it was true that I predicted it. Don't worry, you just have to like and subscribe.
Donald Trump on Truth Social that Kristi Noem is out as the head
Out.
of the Homeland Security. We just learned directly from Social. I'm pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Markwayne Mullin, will become the U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st, 2020.
Notice that the guys that said the Democrat Party, like AOC, weren't qualified, but then they have Kristi Noem fired for being unqualified. Let's just pay attention to the details of pattern recognition here, shall we?
26. The current secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere we are announcing on Saturday in Doral.
I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Markwayne Mullin, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st, 2026. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border. So she was like the racist one. Will be moving to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. So they're just like putting him in a different position. It's kind of like what they accused Tim Waltz of, and they put her as like a janitor, pretty much. So her job is like a janitor now, which is going to be to racially hate crime everyone in sight. We'll be moving to a special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative. So like when you fund stuff through fraud, like she did through ad companies, they created a new job system just to employ her, so they could keep her on the side, like a side piece of something. Our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere we are announcing on Saturday in Doral, California. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland. Gross. Serving 10 years, damn, in the United States House of Representatives and 3 in the Senate, Markwayne has done a tremendous job representing the wonderful people of Oklahoma, where I won all 77 out of 77 counties in 2016, 2020, and 2024. So he's megalomaniac, uplifting himself. A MAGA warrior and former undefeated MMA fighter Mark Twain. It's like, I imagine his brain is just an WWE announcement where he's just smack talking everyone and people are raising from the dead like the Undertaker, and they're just like, oh snap, Kristi Noem's back doing fraud, and they're just really trying to get really into this. I think they're mentally unstable, but that's now an insult to them because I think they fired people and then put them in positions just to make them feel better, which is not mental incompetency because he took a competency test like drawing an elephant or something or a clock and seeing what time it is. So, Mark Wayne, alongside knows the wisdom and courage required to advance our America First agenda. As the only Native American in the Senate, he's white. Mark Wayne is a fantastic advocate for our incredible tribal communities. He's white. Mark Wayne will work tirelessly to keep our borders secure. He's white and hates brown people, and he has a background to excuse it. He's pretty much like part Latino, but he's white Latino, and he hates other Latinos. Stop migrant crime. He's going to be racist about it. Murderers, he's going to be very discriminatory towards people. And other criminals, he's going to be the criminal. From illegally entering our country, he probably was seen as someone illegally entering this country until they saw he was white. And the scourge of illegal drugs, he probably took some in his past, but if he didn't, thank God, we know he's stuck up. And make America safe again, which he never did in his life. Mark Wayne will make a spectacular Secretary of Homeland Security. He won't. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I regret giving you this attention. So overall, a lot of these guys are going to be buddy-buddy nepotists. This looks like a token, which they ran out of the brown one, so they sent the white one. I believe he's part of the Cherokee Nation. He says he pushes forward for them, but he just recently found out that's also called a Latino. But he gets to racially segregate his own species, so he gets to call himself a Native American, a true American. All the other people that actually won the war against the white people actually didn't get put into a camp where they enslaved black people because they want to stay with the white culture of white supremacy. Instead, the rest of us actually participated in a war and scalped white boys, which is why we're still seen as a threat now today, because we still will fight back and defend ourselves, which he probably stole that saying, fight back, from us, because we're the ones who had to fight back against the imperialist invasion of colonial men and the pilgrimage, which is why he's white and calls himself Native American, kind of like a lot of weird people do when they have white skin. They'll go to their brown heritage to make themselves feel better, like someone who's half Jewish and half Filipino. They'll be like, but I'm Filipino, but I'm brown, but I'm Filipino, and they'll be like white, pure white, green eyes, no in particular. someone like that might be seen as someone who's kind of like equal to the psychopath because their entire impersonating standing of their character is just completely garbage. So we're going to see exactly what this is like. We're going to see if he's going to last long or if I'm going to be seeing him soon because he thinks a Latino is like trying to overthrow the entire government because my ancestors won the war because we never surrendered officially as a Latino race of people in America, a hidden government in another government.
Florida. I thank Krsiti for her service, where she was the activities of ICE. She never apologized for the death of 2 American citizens at the hands of ICE agents. And a lot was made of the fact that there were a series of TV ads made featuring her that cost a total of $220 million.
220 million. So it's a typical fraudster, typical robber, typical someone who's like, oh my god, I'm not stealing from you. She also cheated on her husband and cucked him. And these are the same people who think it's like degeneracy to have like multiple partners. So they're like super conservative. They're doing fraud. They're doing all sorts of like evil stuff, and then they're just replacing each other. Like they're like these lizards that cut their tail off and regrow it later, and it still squirms. She's the lizard tail squirming, and she's like a perfect like sacrificial lamb. You can tell she's a sacrificial lamb because they gave her a new job in a new place in a new category, which is like what they accused Tim Waltz of doing, but they're doing it openly, which is giving a lot of the people that are sleeping around cheating on their husbands a secret job so they can maintain themselves while they all get pushed out into homelessness, which of course will never happen because they did hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud. But this is the guy's face of realizing he got in the middle of a hearing where they exposed the cucking live. It's insane.
Dollars, which Democrats and Republicans said were aimed at raising her own profile. Well, now she is out. She is no longer the director. Kayla Gardner is at the White House for
a not accurate depiction of what happened. And this is the first major firing that we see of President Trump's second term. He has very much staffed his.
He probably lost his mind at the fact that she didn't apologize, and then when he went up to follow up, he saw her just eat all of it and talk like a complete moron, and he just got rid of her. It's just like a sacrificial lamb. You grab her, she gets shot, you throw her out, and be like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Me personally, I was just responding responsibly. She had to go, and they just throw her away. They do this a lot. They cut people off. They throw them away. I think they did this with Andrew Tate when he got his pedo accusations. They pretty much threw him away too. He didn't care. He was a sacrificial lamb to just hate crime a bunch of women and like people like Kamala Harris to tell them that your women are all inferior and like lesser and you need to do drop shipping to get ahead of them so you can mock them about not having a McLaren that's overdue on payments.
Cabinet with loyalists, but this also comes after we saw the deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good in Minnesota, where the president sent his border czar Tom Homan, and we saw Noem and one of her deputies, Greg Bovino, be sidelined there. And now she continues to face these very harsh questions from Capitol Hill. But again, President Trump making this decision, and he's announcing that Senator Markwayne Mullin will step into that position. He just did so in a True Social post, but he is praising Krsiti Noem on her way out and says that she will be moving to become the special envoy for the Shield.
This is the Native American representation, by the way. This white guy right here that looks like he would have loaded a musket up while wearing a red coat is pretty much the entire point of their entire administration, is just to get the approval by like sleeping with a Cherokee princess or something and then saying you're part of the in-group because a guy with a really long hair ponytail who's never been scalped in his life because he's living in a suburban neighborhood with his rich mom and dad paying for everything as they go to paid colleges because they want to be cool with the white people.
Of America's, Chris.
Thank you.
By the way, I'm a real Native American. Me. Not that white dude. Just pay attention. Notice the difference? It's character. Don't think of anything else because this guy has terrible character.
For that, let me go to Capitol Hill where Kevin Fry is standing by. I want to play
It's his culture. Let's be real.
just a little bit of the grilling she got.
You are featured prominently.
Yes, sir. We went through the legal processes, did it
Did the
correctly,
president
worked
know
with
you were gonna do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
They did it legally in legal processes, which she's claiming, which is, by the way, what Hitler said when he took office by using brown shirts, also known as ICE now, with federally mandated morons that just go without any training, which I complained about personally because their training is so bad. It went back to my childhood when they used to mad dog me for being brown walking home from school. So a lot of these ICE guys are not the smartest of the bunch. A lot of patrol cops don't like them. Don't like them at all. 100% don't like them. I promise you I can get a squad of patrol cops to push out an ICE guy any day of the fucking week.
He did. I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. It's just hard for me to believe, knowing the president, as I do, that You said, Mr. President, here's some ads I've cut, and I'm going to spend $220 million running them, that he would have agreed to that.
Kevin Fry, Senator Kennedy, a Republican, I should point out, was not the only one who raised that. But what can you tell us about the mood on Capitol Hill as it regarded Krsiti Noem and how
I'm gonna skip ahead a little because I want to see the fake Cherokee talk.
she performed?
Have pole position for it. He, of course, has been on the Hill for more than a decade. He served in the House of Representatives for about 10 years before switching over to the U.S. Senate. And in that capacity, he has kind of served as a bit of a liaison between the House and the Senate when it comes to just the Republican mood, when it comes to negotiations. And he has also been a very forthright defender repeatedly of the president in multiple.
By the way, Krsiti Noem getting fired is literally something everyone rejoices in, even the white people, because she makes white people look bad.
Multiple capacities, including when it comes to the ongoing invasion and attack on Iran. And so this is, in many ways, kind of bringing an ally into the camp as the president makes this move.
All right, let's talk a little bit more, if we can, about Mark Wayne Mullen. His background, my understanding, at least according to Pew Research, he is
His background's going to be just very quiet as he does everything he's told.
the only member who does not have at least a bachelor's degree, although he did attend college on a wrestling scholarship, apparently. I think he's a rancher. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is there anything extensive in his background?
Damn, even they don't like him. No extensive background. He's a rancher, another nepotist hire. Probably going to look forward to getting put right next to Krsiti Noem when he gets fired next for the next shooting of executioning of American citizens.
Background that would suggest that he might be different or be immune to some of the criticism we heard when Krsiti Noem was put in place, which is that did she have the background to do the job that she was being brought in to do? Kevin, are you still there?
Oh, sorry, Chris. I didn't realize that was to me. Look, I mean, he has dabbled certainly in homeland security issues and measures over the years, and certainly has a much better understanding of how to interact with Capitol Hill.
There's no, and still some looks good to the American public.
I wonder what he was saying, because a lot of them aren't covering what he's saying here. It has to be so minimal. This guy's going to be 100% the scapegoat. There's no way he's not the scapegoat. You just got a woman who did like 200 and like something million dollars in fraud and just got fired. And her entire campaign is getting replaced with a guy who doesn't even have a bachelor's degree. And they're just saying he's like a rancher or something. And she just publicly cucked this guy, which God forbid these guys are actually like loyal to their women. Because if they are, or if they're not, then this was the best cucking they could have ever had. And they used the entire stage to pretty much get off to stealing $200 million and then coming later. So you got to remember, these guys are degenerates and unqualified and nepotist hires completely. They sleep their ways to the top. They're unqualified, and every single one of them just proves it by their actions and throw themselves under the bus. Because the only reason you would throw yourself under the bus is because you know you're not qualified and don't deserve to be there, and you're just going to get thrown away as you expected to be in the beginning because you never expected to be there in the first place. These people sleep their way to the top all the time. Before you say this is sexist, before you say this is misogynist, they said this about Democrat Party members the entire time, saying they just sleep their way to the top, do fraud. They said Ilhan Omar got millions of dollars in fraud. They said AOC slept her way to the top, and this woman's sleeping with soccer players and cucking her husband up there, and she's stealing hundreds of millions of dollars. So this is the Ilhan Omar, the AOC, and the allegations of all they had, all in one bundle being proven on the stage, with a cuck too right there. With the cuck right there. Insane work. Absolutely insane work. How these people are just complete hypocrites in everything they do. It's a giant reality show. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to see more cucking, some more content of fraud, some more seeing who's going to get fired next on the big show of Sharks, pretty much, or just, you know, another version of Succession where this guy's mean Gleam will be seen next time, or maybe not because he's going to divorce her. But if he doesn't, just pay attention to the cucking allegations, and you'll start to understand who the real weirdos are, because every allegation is a confession. They are not qualified, and they are running this country to the ground, which, of course, Republicans do all the time, because Trump only got elected because a black guy was elected before him. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I'm kidding. Shoot. I'm better at it just than all of you. I promise you, every single one of these people are complete morons. I promise you. I just promise you this. They're not qualified.